Hello there guys and girls, and welcome back to the HighDef show. Today I want to give another go at starting a campaign in the Lite campaign of automation. It's still under development, so there are issues I've been running into that have caused me to not be able to continue. So there's been quite a lot of patches for it recently, lots of bug fixes, so I'm hoping we might be able to actually have a decent game. So I'm going to try and play it as fast as possible, and I'll probably only show the sort of important parts, so it shouldn't be too dull, I'm hoping. So let's get going. Okay, so we're going to be called Milna, because again that's the first thing that popped in my head, and we're going to start with Gazmia, known for sort of muscle cars, sporty cars, big loud aggressive shouty things, so that should be fun. And I've gone with the hard preset, and I've taken off some of the tech pool to get the score up to 1 times. And we'll start with a billion, 80% competition, medium factories on medium plots. Let's go. So I think it's always good to have like a design pillars around your company, so you can focus on certain aspects of a car and do better as you'll gain familiarity with those kind of things. So I'm thinking of practical, sporty and cheap. So yeah, muscle cars and family premium cars, things like that. So yeah, let's start. Let's build our first one just for the Gazmian market. Oh, we could build for Sierra as well, but they don't really like sporty cars, so they like safety and fuel economy, so yeah, that's definitely not something worth investing in just yet. So we'll choose this body type because it's got a convertible. I think we'll do a convertible with this. Yes, it's going to be cheap, basic rubbish. Now, do we get into double wishbone straight away? It's expensive to get going, but it's good to get familiar with it. Or are we just going to cheap out on suspension? Could go with front axle coil, solid axle coil at the front, and semi-trailing arm. That's the cheaper way around it. That takes a lot less time to engineer, and is cheaper to produce. I think we will go, because we're trying to be cheap, so we'll go with that and leave the quality. Okay, so I'll give it a name. So we'll call it the Danzy. Don't know, just popped in my head. And I think we'll get straight in with V8s, and it will be pushrod V8s because we're trying to stay cheap. So let's make it a bit smaller, I think. 4 litre, a good starting point. Perhaps we'll go up to, no, let us stay at 4 litres for now. That should be fine. It is the 40s after all. Cast internals, single carb. Okay, so it seems this setup's not happy to rev that high. I suppose that's fair enough, as it is the 40s, and cars really aren't up together by then for revving high, especially pushrod motors. Okay, so our peak power, as far as ignition timing, is about there. That's probably good. It's kind of smooth but mildly sporty curve, I guess. Okay, yeah, picked up a little bit there. Still getting a bit of valve float, so let's just bring back the RPM a bit more. 4,500. Wow, that's low. Okay, and get a little bit more lower power, low down, if we just slightly check the exhaust off. So let's see what it sounds like. Okay, that should be good. Oh, let's give it a name. Yes, could have done with a second carburettor. What about 2 eco carbs? No, that's not enough. So twin carb, because it was only really rated to 80 horsepower with single carb, so up to twin. gives us up to 156 horsepower rated, and that has definitely improved the curve. Without a doubt we've gained from that. So now we can raise our timing back up to 3000. Maybe knock the compression up one notch. Yep, that's better. 128 horsepower now. Seems to want some more fuel. We don't have to worry about the emissions back in these days, so we can just put some more fuel in it. 132 horsepower now. Nice juicy torque curve. And material costs under $900. Not too bad, I think. Engineering time's not too bad either, considering it's our first engine. So we've given it a name, and we are ready to continue with the trim. So we'll call it the Family S. It's going to be a 4-door coupe. Sorry, sedan. Okay. Don't need that much nose on it. A bit more practical. A bit more space in the back for all the luggage. Not going to need any fender flaring on this. Yep, I think that should be alright. Don't want to spend too long on these early cars because they will sell generally. Okay, so that's the design. Sort of throwing it together really. It will do. So it's going to be rear-wheel drive. I can only choose manual at the moment. I will be going to automatics. 3 gears should be enough. It's only 2 months more per gear, so maybe just go for 4 gears. Okay, so lowering the quality of the suspension is actually improving the scores quite a bit, and it will make it cheaper and quicker as well. So we'll try that. Not really played with negative quality settings very much. Pull some of this wheel spin out by lengthening the gears. Okay, this is looking about where it needs to be. Not very sporty at all. It's a fair amount of drivability, but for cars this old, you can't expect much more, I guess. Not when I'm building them anyway. But yeah, it's a fairly drivable setup, but wavering onto comfort to help to please the family side of things. So let's check the markets. Yeah, not fantastic, but it does well in the muscle cars, which is kind of what we're going for. Family premium, family sport premium. Or convertible sport scores really well, even though it's not a convertible, but it's the most suitable for anyone in that market. We are going to do a convertible version. So the muscle car market prefers the hard long life more than the family sport premium prefers the mediums. So I think that means we'll stick with the hard long life, because that wavers into the cheaper side of things, keep things low priced. And they should sell well generally. If they're half decent build, I guess. Okay, so let's test track it. Riding the clutch for days. Okay, so it's 312, very slow, obviously, first car. So I think we're just going to go with it and get on. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Not one of my worst builds. Same about the wipers stretching off from the glass, but can't do much about that. Okay, so I think we're ready to configure our factories. So we'll need steel presses. It'll cost a bit. 25 million. We're going to go up to... Oh, we didn't do the second trim. So we need to clone the contents. Change this to... So, Family ST, soft top. Don't want to put C because it kind of means coupe. So let's change it to the convertible. So let's ditch the aerial. Put a small one on the back here. Looks a bit derpy, but hey, never mind. Everything else should be fine. Don't think I need to adjust too much. Okay, I'm getting a bit more wheel spin in this. I think it's because it's actually lighter. Most of the time when you make a car a soft top, it becomes heavier. So you have to have reinforcement in the sides of the car to replace the rigidity that the roof had given it. So this score is very good though, but we have a low sportiness penalty, and the body type is it's not, maybe it wants a 2-door convertible. Yeah, but hey, it's alright. Still scoring well. Medium compound, even the budget category scores better. Oh, but this is only a 2-seater. And why on earth has it got 4 doors? Oh, because there isn't doors there. I've just got to take off the handles. Okay, makes more sense, I guess. So, what would they like? Sports interior. And the budget class don't like it as much, but the sport do. They don't want the radio, they want the normal radio. Okay, these don't want the minus quality on the suspension, that's for sure. They want plus quality. Don't blame them. So we've reached a drivability of 100%. So that should be pretty sweet, pretty solid build. Only about the dampers, but that does hurt the handling, sports-wise. So that's our convertible trim. Let's give it a different colour. Yeah, go for a lighter blue. Okay, yeah, it's not amazing, but not bad either. Nice that the wheels are nice and shiny. Now I know how to paint them properly. Okay, so both our trims ready to go. Let's change that to the relevant demographic. Okay, let's continue where we were. And I think we'll have to increase the size of our factory, since we're building 2 trims. It's going to cost a lot. And automation and tooling quality. I'm not quite sure enough on these to be able to explain it to you yet, but I do know that the better these are, the cheaper things are to build, but the more expensive they are to set up. I think that's how it works. So you want to kind of keep your eye on the cost per unit and try and aim to keep that quite low. So the better quality these are, the lower the cost per unit will be. So it's, yeah, it's a compromise. So I think we'll keep it at 50 just to start with. And they're going to build these 2 trims. This is something I missed before as well. This is when I was facelifting a car, it would have both the old facelift and the new facelift in this list, and I didn't realise you have to click X to tell it to not build the old one, just build the new one. That's where I was going wrong some of the time. Okay, so that's ready. We want both those trims. And we need to sort out the engine factory. Or was it the other way around? Oh no, that's done. Yep, now we continue. And this is, yeah, still the car trim factories. Now our engineering time is here. We want to generally try and keep that below 60 if you can help it. 5 years, 60 months. And there's a lot here you can do with that. You can put the pressure up. This is how much learning will be done to gain in your familiarity. So if you tell them more pressure, it will get done quicker, but they won't learn as much. Funding we can give 100% because we haven't got anything else going on at the moment. And these sliders, these 3 will affect these scores. So I want to try and make reliability up if we can. These are making it cost more and take less time, or the other way around. So put these down to 40 usually. That way we can raise things like reliability and lower things like pressure. So we want to learn quite a lot. So I want to maybe take advantage of this because it's not a hard car to engineer. Go up the pressure to 50 months. That way we still learn quite a lot and we get a little bit extra reliability. Okay, so now for the engine. Yep, just 1 trim of the engine. And I don't think we'll need a bigger size factory for this because they're just engines. They don't take as much space and stuff to do to produce. Okay, that's looking quite good. We'll just go with that. 70 months engineering, so we can sort that out as well to 50. Overall, over time, you want to try and be keeping these higher. At the moment, we can use them to help us save time. Raise the reliability to meet 50 months. There we go. So let's continue. Here's our engine ready to go. Okay, so not predicted much money, but we can help that a bit, lowering the workload. Well, it really doesn't project this car very well. The scores are quite high, but the computer can assist in how it's produced to get the most money out of it. But yeah, this all depends on how the economy changes anyway, so let's just continue. So here's our trims. It's got the wrong colour, never mind. Okay, there we are. And here it is in engineering time. So let's play the time. Speed up. Now one of the recent updates has changed how everything's calculated, so month ticks are now very quick. They can, although we're at the beginning of a campaign with not much going on, but it does get to the point when you have lots of cars for sale that it takes ages to click over months, because it has to calculate everything over and over again. Market's looking very good. It's probably going to plummet just as we start releasing our car. Yep. Looks like it'd be a big one as well. Get ready for the release. And one more click. Boom. Okay, so yeah, it's not sold very well, but then that's the base price it was set at. So next month the computer should adjust the prices and get it to sell. But yeah, it's a little bit rocky, I think. We are picking up. Starting to come towards making a profit. And we'll go on to about 52 and then design the facelift. So yep, now we're making some money. And yeah, plenty of stock though. I'm going to have to stop production of the soft top when it gets too much. When it gets to about 24, I think we should stop it. That's 2 years, 24 months of stock that's waiting to be sold. But then all that stock can just sit there and be sold, and we don't have to pay for the factory costs. Oh yes, this isn't selling amazingly. Still got quite good scores though. Soft top seems to be selling a bit better now. We're not picking up more stock, we're selling off stock as well as selling what we're making. Okay, so that's the first. Go to February, stop there. So let's make a facelift. Okay, so let's update the engine. So we can probably rev a little bit higher now. Stick with the single barrel carb twins. That's just about the right setup. So slightly higher rev limiter, slightly bigger exhaust. It's given us some more power. Okay, 147, nice little power increase. Set the engine up. Keep those settings. It'll only take 13 months to do, so we can take a year over it, I think. Although I'm not sure how long the trim will take to update for the car itself, for the body. So I'll leave that there for now. So now these two will have the new engine, which I didn't name. Perhaps we won't bother with a convertible this time. Okay, new brakes, 2 shoe on the front, so that'll help a little bit. Does mean we've got more than enough brake power now. Oh, they seem to want the luxury AM radio this time around with more quality. Wow, they really like the quality there and there. They definitely like the safety. Wow, that's going to be expensive. They want the quality. Oh, just killed the setup there. It was a lot happier before we touched it. Okay, that's a pretty good score, 193. 100% drivability. See how well it goes around the test track. 3:12:18 before, 3:10:24 now, so a little bit faster, not really that much, but yeah, scoring better this time in a lot of the markets. It's definitely a bit better than it was. Yeah, it does look pretty sweet, except for the ride height. That's one thing we're going to have to get into double wishbone suspension, definitely. Shall we do another convertible? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, they like the sports compound on this version. Go wider. Oh, they like the quality in the interior too. Leave that for advanced 50s, but no extra quality in the safety. Let's just modify this as best we can. Okay, I think that's about right for them. 191, pretty high score. No, won't bother with a test track. Yeah, not as good as last time, but hopefully there's more customers for those markets now, for the convertible markets, so it's quite affordable for the convertible sport. Not too affordable for convertible. Yeah, it's not the best build, but let's carry on. Good. Okay, medium compound, slightly wider for the normal trim. It's a good thing to come back and do. Other than that, I think it's good. So improved the scores there with the tyres and stuff, so that's helped. Okay, so our facelift, although it looks pretty much the same, got to change the grille over. Okay, I had a crash there, but I'm using the open beta version, so that's probably why. But yeah, we made it. We've made our facelift with slightly bigger tyres, a bit more engine power, updated front brakes to 2 shoes, so it's a bit better at braking now. What else did we do? We have new tyres on the S model, they're now medium compound, and yeah, a couple other little bits, but should hopefully sell well. So let's set the factories up. We'll stay with our medium 2 for now. I didn't actually look to see whether we were stressing out the workers too much. Yeah, we'll keep the same settings. And 15 months was not going to be done as easily, so how far can we get this down? If we rush it, let's go for 95 pressure. Take some reliability out a bit, I think. Bring this down to 40. 34 months, that's alright. 3 years nearly. Which means we can adjust this to take that much longer. Take advantage of learning from it. So we can learn with no pressure at all. A bit more reliability as well. Get to 34. Okay, that looks good. Got our familiarity bonuses from the first facelift, from the original version. But we should get lots more familiarity from doing this because it takes such a little time to update this engine. But that will make future pushrod V8 motors a lot quicker to build if we learn a lot from them. So that's set up. Did I change the name of the engine? It's okay. So now we've projected a lot better because we don't have to do all the engineering that we did the first time around because it's all brand new projects. So this is just updating, so we should see some good money fairly soon from this. So let's sign this one off. That's the wrong... Did it not save? Oh, there we go, it's updated the picture. Okay, so let's sign these off. Oh no, we did change it, base 2. Okay, signed off. Accept. And there we go. So we'll continue building the original facelift until the end of the engine, well, towards the end of the engineering, then it'll switch over, retool the factory and start producing the new one. So let's get to that point. making some money, not too bad. It's not going to last much longer though. We are selling all of the soft tops now they've become popular, whilst making more as well. Yeah, we're selling out like crazy. Okay, now here comes the factory costs. Whoop, let's slow down. We're going a bit crazy over there. So now we're not producing anything because we're switching over. And over to the first month of production. And pause. Okay, so we sold out nearly everything. Not quite all of the soft tops. So let's continue on a few months. See how sales go. We are really high in economy at the moment, so that's helped, but it's just about to crash again. We should see some profits soon. But yes, this isn't looking too healthy. But we aren't making special cars, they're kind of mediocre, I guess. Let's wait till we see a profit. There we go. Pinged over into profits. And yeah, seems to be relatively successful. So let's get to the end of 56. Okay, so just clicked into second month of 1957. Economy is crashing. We're selling pretty well. We don't have much stock to speak of, so profits are finally in the greens. So yeah, I've finally got somewhat of a successful playthrough on the go, so hopefully I can continue this series. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Automation Lite Campaign V3. See you next time, guys. Bye.